It's our first top 5 list of the new year, and what a list it is, because while you were celebrating the holidays, parts of the sports card market were really heating up. We'll tell you which cards went up the most now. Hello, sports card investors, and Happy New Year. Welcome to our first Top 5 Tuesday of 2024. I am excited for this year. Hopefully you guys are as well. And there's actually a lot of excitement in the sports card market, as there typically is every January. We're seeing card prices go back up again, and there are some cards that are really hot, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. And of course, today's top 5 is sponsored by Whatnot. Whatnot has awesome live auctions every day and night, starting at just $1 for packs, boxes, breaks, singles, and more. It's a lot of fun, and if you scan the QR code on your screen or use the special link in our show description below, you'll get $10 in free credit when you sign up for Whatnot. Okay, guys, you ready for it? You ready for the first top 5 of the new year? Let's go. We're starting today with a cold card, and it's a surprising one. Stroud is on the cold list. Now, he was on the hot list for much of this season. He's the most exceptional of the rookies from the 2023 rookie class. His cards are the most sought after rookie cards this year. And his cards, for the most part, have done really, really well in the market this year. But then in week 14, the Texans lost to the Jets, and in that game, Stroud got a concussion. He then missed week 15 and week 16, and that is what caused his cards to start to decline. He did come back this past weekend in the game against the Titans. He led the Texans to a victory over the Titans, but his performance wasn't particularly good. The Texans right now are on the verge of maybe making the playoffs, about a 50% chance of getting into the playoffs. So what happens to CJ Stroud's cards from here will likely depend on whether they win this weekend and make the playoffs or not. But one thing we know for sure is they're down compared to where they were 30 days ago. Let's take a look here in Market Movers, and you can see this is not the type of graph you want to look at when you're looking at cards that you own. That graph is going down. And I've got 5 of his rookie cards here on the screen. 4 of his a little bit higher end cards. His micro mosaic card in PSA 10. That's a short print for Mosaic, very sought after card there. Also his reactive yellow, that's a popular parallel from Mosaic, and also his green. All of these very sought after cards in PSA 10. And then of course his stained glass, the highest end of all of these cards, also from Mosaic, also here in PSA 10. And then on the lower end, his Mosaic base card in raw condition as well. I figured we'd take a look at all 5 of these, and you can see that over the last 30 days, all of these cards are down anywhere between 22% and all the way up at about 38%. It is that stained glass card that's dropped the most. Somebody paid $3,100 for that card in PSA 10 condition 30 days ago. It most recently sold for $1,930. That is a drop of $1,170 in just 30 days. Not great if you own that card. All of these cards, as you can see, pretty significantly on the decline. But long term, I like CJ Stroud. I think the Texans are an exciting team. I hope they make the playoffs this year. If they do, it will give these cards a boost. What do you think? Will the Texans make the playoffs? Let me know in the comments below. But now let's talk about cards going up, and we're starting with an investment card. Barry Sanders' iconic 1989 scorecard is a card that many football card collectors have tucked away in their collections, and they like holding on to it for the long term. And if you have one of those cards and held on to it throughout the year 2023, you're doing pretty well. It has been a nice investment card. Now, of course, Barry Sanders doesn't really need an introduction. You know, he was a first ballot Hall of Famer, the 4th all-time leading rusher in NFL history, and he won the MVP award in 1997. But a lot of people have been kind of reintroduced to Barry Sanders because there was a documentary called Bye Bye Barry, which premiered on Amazon Prime back on November 21st and has captured audiences ever since Thanksgiving weekend. Maybe that's part of the reason why his cards have been going up, or maybe it's just because people love Barry Sanders and they love owning one of his most iconic cards. And we're looking here in Market Movers at his 1989 scorecard in both PSA 10 condition and in PSA 9 condition. These are the most sought after of his rookie cards. And we're looking here on the chart over the last 180 days, so over the last 6 months. And you can see these are nicely up over the last 180 days, both in PSA 10 and PSA 9. Despite the fact that the card market overall has been down some over the last 6 months, these Barry Sanders cards have gone up anywhere between 13% and 35%. The PSA 10 of that 1989 scorecard has gone from $960 6 months ago to $1,300 today. That is a nice $340 increase over the last 6 months, and that's what makes Barry Sanders a nice investment card. Now let's talk about the hot cards of guys playing today, and there's perhaps no one hotter than CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb has been exceptional this season. He now holds the single-season Dallas Cowboys record with 122 receptions in the season. This comes after he caught 13 balls for 227 yards and a touchdown in his Week 17 win at Detroit. And by the way, CeeDee Lamb helped power me to winning the Fantasy Football Championship for the Sports Card Content Creators League. I beat Flipping Steve, another great YouTuber, in the championship game, and I rode CeeDee Lamb to that victory. Thank you to Steve and everyone who was part of that league. The Content Creators League was a lot of fun this season. I'm happy to have the crown for that. So naturally, I feel great about the fact that CeeDee Lamb's cards are all going up in market movers. Very well deserved. Let's take a look here on the screen, and I brought up his rookie cards from 2020, 5 different ones. His 2020 Prism Base, Optic Holo, Donruss Base, and Select Field Level Silver. I love that card. All in PSA 10 condition. If you look at the graph, you can see all of them are up nicely over the last 30 days, especially here in the last few days since that exceptional performance against Detroit. All of these cards overall are up between about 30% and about 69% over the last 30 days. They're really, really nice increases across the board. You can see his Donruss base has gone from $36 30 days ago to $61 today in PSA 10 condition. His field level silver from $75 to $98. His Optic Holo from $75 to $95. His Optic base from $36 to $59. And his Prism base from $45 to $59 as well. Every CeeDee Lamb card up over the last 30 days. It's been a good month for CeeDee Lamb collectors. Let's go to hockey for the number 4 card today. It is Austin Matthews, the first overall pick by Toronto back in the 2016 NHL draft, is having himself quite a season this year. In fact, over the last 12 games, Matthews has 15 goals and 23 points, and that puts him in the lead overall this NHL season, leading the entire league with 29 goals in 32 games. As you can imagine, his cards are heating up as a result. We're going to take a look here in Market Movers. And of course, this is his classic Young Guns rookie card. And in hockey cards, people love the Upper Deck Young Guns. That is kind of the classic rookie card for any player. And I brought up his 2016 Upper Deck Young Guns card in PSA 10, BGS 9.5, and PSA 9. And as we look over the last 30 days on the price chart, you can see that from a percentage standpoint, all 3 of these are nicely up over the last 30 days. In fact, they're up anywhere between 15% and almost 35%. The BGS 9.5, you could have bought that card for $445 30 days ago. Most recently sold for $599. That is a $154 increase over the last 30 days. The PSA 10 has gone from $795 to $915, and the PSA 9 has gone from $385 to $448. It's been a good 30 days for Austin Matthews collectors. Going to basketball for the number 3 card today, and it is Ja Morant. Ja Morant is back in a big way. He returned from his suspension back on December 19th to score the game-winning bucket at the Pelicans in a 34.8 assist, 6 rebound performance. And he hasn't slowed down much since then. He's averaging over 25 points per game in 6 games since returning to the league. And this, as you can imagine, has caused a flood of interest in Ja Morant cards once again. Let's take a look here in Market Movers and look at the graph of what has happened here on the right side of the graph since Ja Morant returned to the league. It's just incredible how these cards have really popped off here. Excuse the pun. Not a good pun, by the way. All right, the cards we're looking at here, his 2019 rookie cards, his 2019 Prism Base PSA 10, Prism Silver PSA 10, Hoops Premium Stock Silver PSA 10, Concourse Silver PSA 10, and then of course that famous 2019 Chronicles card with all the famous people in the background, Young Dolph and others. I think it was the parents from The Blind Side are in the background of that card as well. That's just a crazy card. But all of these cards in PSA 10 condition are up over the last 30 days, anywhere between 18% and all the way up at 59%. That Chronicles card 30 days ago was selling for $174. Most recently sold for $276 in PSA 10 condition. All of these cards are up. The Concourse Silver from $126 30 days ago to $150 most recently. The Hoops Premium Stock has gone from $50 to $75. The Prism Base from $50 to $62, and the Prism Silver from $396 to $522. That is a $126 increase in just 30 days on that Ja Morant card. Back to football for the number 2 card today, and did anybody see this coming? Joe Flacco is in today's top 5 list. If you had asked me a couple months ago if Joe Flacco would ever make the top 5 again, I think I would have certainly said no. But he has made the top 5 in a really big way. Of course, he has come in for the Cleveland Browns. He was signed not too long ago and suddenly ushered into their starting role. And he has looked absolutely fantastic, helping the Browns clinch a playoff spot after their 4th consecutive win this past Thursday night over the New York Jets. And he has also passed for more than 300 yards in each of those 4 wins, becoming the only player in Browns history to have 4 consecutive 300-yard games. What a storybook return this has been for Joe Flacco, and his cards, they are on a storybook journey as well. Let's take a look here in Market Movers. Look at that graph, guys. Look at the percentages over here. 500% increase, 750% increase. Look at where these cards are landing. That's absolutely incredible. These are his rookie cards from 2008. This is his Topps Chrome Refractor rookie in raw condition, his Topps Chrome X-Fractor rookie in raw condition. And then I've got his Topps Chrome Refractor in BGS 9.5, his Topps Chrome Base in PSA 10, and then also his National Treasures Rookie Patch Auto from 2008 in raw condition. It doesn't matter which one of these you have, you are way up. These cards are up anywhere between 40% and all the way up at 608%. Somebody bought that 2008 Topps Chrome Refractor card in raw condition for $7.49 30 days ago. It most recently sold for $53. That is a 608% increase in 30 days. All of these cards have gone crazy. The X-Fractor from $8 to $19. The Refractor in BGS 9.5 has gone from $65 to $91. The PSA 10 of his Topps Chrome Base has gone from $34 to $129. And how about his Rookie Patch Auto in raw condition? From $200 to $400. Very nice doubling in price, a nice $200 swing up in the last 30 days. If you have any Joe Flacco cards in your collection, get them out right now because, man, they are hot. It's time for today's number 1 card, but before I give it to you, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs from today's episode are from Market Movers. And now that we are in the new year, You need Market Movers more than ever before. Make it your New Year resolution to track your collection, to put it into Market Movers so that you can watch the daily price movements of your cards. And you can use Market Movers to look up and find great deals in the sports card hobby, and of course, track the price and comp any card out there. And you can try Market Movers for free. Just go to sportscardinvestor.com and click on Market Movers in the main menu bar, or go to the App Store on your phone and search for Market Movers to download the Market Movers app from the App Store. Okay guys, here it is. Time for today's number one card. The only guy who could beat Joe Flacco is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is the number one card in today's top 5. And I mean, if you thought about this, you might have been able to get it, right? For very good reason. Of course, Lamar won the MVP award back in 2019, and he's probably going to win it again this year. He has Baltimore as the number one seed in the AFC. Many think Baltimore is now the best overall team in football, and I think that they've kind of proven that after beating the 49ers and then just absolutely destroying the Dolphins this last weekend. A 56-19 win versus Miami. In that game, Lamar passed for 321 yards. He had 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Those are MVP numbers right there. And of course, his cards, they are going crazy in the market as a result. Take a look here at Market Movers. Look how far all of these are up. And the reason why he's number one today is not just because his cards are up a lot on a percentage standpoint, but from a total sales dollars as well, they're all spiking as well. So there's tons of these cards being transacted on the market right now. So he is just the GOAT at the moment in the sports card hobby, both in terms of price and in terms of dollars. The cards that we're looking at here are his 2018 Donruss base, Optic Holo, Prism base, Select Premier Level, and Select Premier Level Silver, all in PSA 10 condition. All of these are doing really, really nice things in the market, as you can see, up anywhere between about 32% and all the way up at 133%. His Donruss base has gone from around $79 to $118 over the last 30 days. His Optic base from $132 now up to $200 over the last 30 days. His Optic Holo, listen to this, has shot up from $258 to $600 over the last 30 days. That is a $342 increase on that card in just 30 days. His Prism base has gone from $235 to $315. His Select Premier Level from $91 to $120. And his Select Premier Level Silver from $138 to $234 over the last 30 days. There are no cards hotter right now than Lamar Jackson. Will the trend continue? That's the big question. Probably depends on what the Ravens do in the playoffs. If they soar to the Super Bowl, his cards likely will continue to rise until we get to that point. But as we often see, those cards will probably peak out the week leading up to the Super Bowl. And then no matter what the Ravens do, win or lose in the Super Bowl, assuming they get there, his cards will probably fall after the Super Bowl is over and as we get into the offseason, as always happens with almost every football card, no matter who won or lost the Super Bowl. So if you have any Ravens cards, if you have any Lamar Jackson's cards, or really any other player whose cards are hot entering the playoffs, you might want to think about selling them as the playoffs go on, especially as we get close to the Super Bowl, assuming you want to take some profit out. If they're just cards that you love collecting, then by all means hold on to them and don't worry about what cards are going up and down in value or what the market is doing. Hopefully you do in fact have some Lamar Jackson cards, because if you do, you've done really well this past month. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please give it a like, please give it a subscribe, and go grab Market Movers right now. Go to sportscardinvestor.com and click Market Movers in that main menu bar, or download the Market Movers app from your phone's app store. We appreciate you. Happy New Year. See you soon with our next episode. Take care.